Hello Reformers and welcome back to Perisno. Now when we left off, we had an amazing, overwhelming advantage against one of the Tauranian vassals, and I felt it might be a good idea just to complete this siege. I'd like to accompany the Elan Taurans before we do anything else, because obviously we do have this message, and I was thinking that I would just go and do that off screen. I will probably do it off screen because it's kind of boring, but what we're going to do first is participate in this siege, and I think that could be really fun. So let's have a look and see whether they are... Oh, they are going in. Fantastic. I was actually a bit worried about this, to be honest, because I thought to myself, maybe they're not going to go in. Maybe they're just going to stand there and do nothing, you know, because sometimes whoever the marshal may be, sometimes they decide very weird things. Anyway, we're going to go and head in, and we're going to join the next assault, and hopefully we'll be able to take VINICA, and who knows, maybe... Oh no, this is not good for me. This is not good for me at all, thank you very much. Oh my, this is a very bad place to be. We are being absolutely murdered right here. Well, I thought we would have gotten murdered. Okay, I'm actually a little bit... Okay, so yeah, you need to be a little bit... I don't even know how to get over this. I tried jumping over these spikes, but it seems like that's not going to make any difference. It seems like it doesn't make any difference either way, because most of the enemies are dying very, very quickly indeed. That is very, very cool, I gotta say. I'm gonna try and do my very best with the amounts of damage that we can deal here, because obviously we've got to, you know, we've got to deal some pretty decent damage. We've got to get some nice headshots here and there. Oh, really? You stole my kill? Oh, that's very sad. Scout is sad now because he's just like, but that's the only kill I can get in the first 10 years of my life. Yeah, because apparently, well, technically, you know, you know what I mean. He starts off when he's like, what, 20-something or 30-something or whatever in terms of age, and then in the first 10 years of him playing, he has basically gotten, I don't even know how many kills. I think he probably has... I'm not entirely sure. Maybe 50? Maybe, if anything? Yeah. He's not really done very well in terms of the amount of kills he's been able to get. So, obviously, you know, missing out on a kill here, pretty sad. You know, it's pretty sad that he doesn't get a kill every now and again. But, oh well, never mind. I have a pretty large amount of arrows, so I'm going to try and, well, do my very best about actually hitting some of them. I mean, as you can see, I am actually hitting them pretty nicely, but, well, I was, but the damage that I'm able to do is so minuscule that it really doesn't matter either way. And as you can see, I am actually holding it for a pretty decent amount of time, but obviously it just doesn't, I don't know, it's just my power draw probably is just not enough, or I just have a really bad bow, you know, or it could just be the fact that crossbows are in general going to be better against heavy armored units. So that's, but this is the thing, right? The Elan Tauran units, are they not using bows? Because that would then indicate that bows are actually pretty good, because as you can see, they're actually getting kills almost all the time here, and they are all using bows. So you would assume that bows can be pretty effective. But I suppose, I mean, if you're as high a level as some of these guys are, you know, the Elan Tauran Crimson Rangers or whatever the case may be, then obviously they're going to be pretty amazing, aren't they? They're going to be pretty, you know, pretty cool and pretty damaging. Yeah, now I'm going to get shot in the face and get killed. That's not too good, is it? Well, anyway, you can see here that the Elan Taurans are absolutely massacring the Tauranian garrison here. I'm actually really surprised that they're able to do this so easily, to be honest, because, again, they're using bows. It's not like they're using crossbows or anything, and most of the enemies are very heavily armored, so it's pretty impressive to see that. And, yeah, by the way, I know that I can actually charge these guys in, but why would I want to? You see, why would I want to? They're just absolutely murdering them, which is fantastic. Obviously, we are losing a couple here. Can I actually move in here? No, look at this. There seems... Oh, there we go. I can actually move inside, so that's good. Now, how many have we killed so far? Just look at the changes, the differences in the two armies. It's crazy. Look at that. 241 enemies have been killed, and we have literally lost, well, I've only lost 5, 2 to death and 3 wounded, obviously. And then our allies, they have only lost, what is it, 37? 36? 35? You know, around that amount. And literally, it is crazy. Now they've lost 39, but still, the point is that it's just amazing, the amount of damage that we're able to do. But it seems like they have all run out of ammunition now, so I'm wondering, should I tell them all to charge in? It seems like I should, but this is the thing. If there are some Tauranian hackers and various other really, really good units up here, I am probably going to regret it. But let's just see whether that is indeed the case. Yeah, it seems like that is indeed the case. We're probably going to be losing quite a few more units now as a result. I'm actually just going to jump off here. I did that on purpose. Even though it may not have looked like it, I did do that on purpose, hilariously enough. Because I wanted to allow our units to get in there. I am not going to be able to do, well, basically anything. I'm not going to be able to do anything up there. And the best chance we have of winning is to allow our units to go up there first. So yeah, there you go. We're just going to allow them to go in there. If we start losing many more units, like, let's say that we pass the 100 unit threshold and we haven't gotten a good foothold in the battlements there, then I'm probably going to decide to maybe retreat or something like that. But then we have to take into account that the marshal and the various vassals that are currently, you know, well, what am I going to say here? Accompanying, yes, that's it. The current vassals that are accompanying us, they obviously might decide to be like, oh, this is not worth it, I'm going to go away. And, you know, then that would be really bad. Because then we're not going to have any units here, and we're just going to get outnumbered very, very easily. It seems like our units are getting onto the battlements, but it seems like it might just be a better idea just to retreat and then come back in. But then you have to take into account that, again, they might just run away, and then VINICA is not ours, and it's going to be a pretty bad thing. But the thing is that if we allow them to take out all of our really, really good units, then we're not going to be in a really good position either. Alright, I'm going to retreat, and we're going to see how that goes, because personally, I feel like the Elan Taurans are so much better when they are using their bows. I mean, you could see that. I mean, the Tauranians were nowhere near capable of dealing any damage to us. And that's pretty amazing. Oh, it seems like we can just join the next assault immediately. Alright. I thought they would retreat or something like that, and they'd, you know, wait a little bit. But it seems like we can just continue. Fantastic. Oh, that is absolutely amazing. Okay, so there you go. There's first aid. That is exactly the reason why I probably won't use it that much, because it recovers 3 hit points. So, yeah. Yeah. It's not particularly good. I was talking about healing skills and dodge and all that sort of thing, and apparently dodge is available at the very beginning of the game when you create your character. So, yeah, well, there you go. That's great, isn't it? That's great. I was unaware of that, so thank you very much for letting me know. But anyway, the point is that I was talking about, what is it now? Heroic health or something like that? And, yeah, okay, that might be, you know, that might be a little bit too powerful, but personally, this right here, you know, this first aid right there, that is, if you are like me, and you have a very low first aid skill, it is almost utterly pointless, because you're literally not going to be able to you're not going to be able to heal at all. I mean, literally, if I press Y again, it's still on cooldown. I mean, heroic health is constantly on. That's what I was talking about there. Hopefully, I thought I may have explained it relatively well, but apparently not. Anyway, the point is that I think heroic health could be really cool, but obviously you do have to bear in mind that right now I would not be at 60% HP. I'd be at 100% HP with heroic health, and I think that is maybe a little bit too powerful. I'm not entirely sure if it can be tweaked at all, but yeah, from what I remember from Blood and Steel, it is very powerful, but I mean, it needs to be in that mod, because literally you're going to be bombarded by all kinds of artillery, all kinds of gunfire, everything like that. So obviously in that it is quite necessary, but maybe in Perisno not so much. Anyway, I'm going to see about you pressing this other button. Yes, this other button. Now, that is good. That is absolutely fine. I do not mind using that one bit, because your wounding, you know, wounded troops recovering 37% HP is crazy. That's really good, in my opinion. Whereas the first aid, yeah, not so much. As you can see, it is first aid times 4. I don't think I have any first aid, actually. I think I have 1, or maybe none, actually, because that's the reason why we healed for 3, because I have no first aid, and I have 9 intelligence, and it is intelligence divided by 3. So that's probably the reason why I won't be using it too much. Oh, I could borrow ammo as well. I forgot about that. Oh yeah, and I also failed my attribute check now, which is rather hilarious. Yeah, so I'm going to start firing away again. I actually forgot that I had a bow. So yeah, because I was talking all the time. That's great. But let's just see if I can get a couple of kills here. I mean, what I find amusing about this is that I'm actually hitting with a pretty high shot difficulty. I mean, you know, it's not too high. I mean, it's 3. It's around the 3 level, and technically that's not very high at all, but the point is that we're still hitting, and my proficiency is scarcely going up. It's really taking a long time to level up my archery proficiency for some reason. Maybe it's just because I'm not hitting for very much. That might be the case, but even so, I mean, I should technically be able to gain a pretty decent amount of proficiency just from hitting and doing some damage, at the very least. I mean, doing 4 damage to heavily armored units, I mean, obviously, yeah, it's pretty pathetic, but in the grand scheme of things, I don't know, I think it's okay, but yeah, I'm gonna need to get a new bow. I think that is really gonna make the difference. I mean, look at this, it's dealing 0 damage, 2 damage. Oh, I actually killed something, amazing. Yes, 13 damage, wow, that's that's the best we've done in quite a while, which is also pretty disappointing, to be honest, but yeah, I think all of our Elantorans have run out of ammunition. I think most of them have, at the very least. So I think I'm going to be retreating once again. I'm going to just try out this borrow ammo. Oh no, I can't try out this borrow ammo thing because they have all run out of ammunition, haven't they? So yeah, that's probably not going to work out too well. Anyway, it seems like we have eliminated, as you can see, another 251 units from the garrison here. So I guess the best thing to do would be to retreat once again. There you go, our allies have lost 44, not too bad, and then we can just join the next assault. This seems to be working very, very nicely, and I'm actually kind of surprised, because I initially thought, oh, there's going to be, yeah, it's going to be hell to pay here, because there's a lot of units in the garrison, and this is exactly how you're supposed to take things in Perisno. You need your vassals' help. And that is indeed the focus, I think, for the mod creators, to make it so that one person cannot take a fief away from another faction. You need to have teamwork, you know, you need to have teamwork. You can't just go Rambo lone wolfing it all over the place. You can, I guess, do that if you start to get a really, really big army together and you start to have extremely powerful units. And another sneeze alert. Oh yeah. I don't even know what it is, but I think it's just because I talk too much. It's probably because I talk too much and I just start to sneeze from that. I don't know. It's a bit weird. But yeah, if I sound different, then that might be the reason, because, yeah, nose issues. Great, aren't they? Absolutely fantastic. Considering there's a lot of pollen in the air nowadays as well, so I might be getting a little bit of hay fever. Who knows? Who knows? Anyway. We're going to continue firing away here. I am not hitting anything, or I am hitting something, but it's most likely a shield or something like that, which is pretty awful. Maybe I can... Oh, headshot, yeah, give me that. Give me that headshot, but no, we're not getting any kills here either. I did get 2 kills so far, which is awful. It is absolutely awful. I'm going to, you know, just heal our troops here a little bit. The cost to actually do that is only 36 experience points. Really cheap to be able to heal our units like that. Pretty nice. And yeah, that's pretty good. Anyway, I think we're just going to continue doing this kind of technique because, frankly, we really don't want to go in there, do we? I mean, the Elantorans, they may be good in many respects. You know, I mean, they're actually, you know, actually pretty decent when it comes to melee combat and cavalry combat and things like that. But their main forte is, of course, the bow. And obviously, because we are the offensive force, going into a bottleneck and expecting units that are not particularly, you know, too good in melee, is obviously a bit of a death wish, so we're probably not going to do that any further. But as you can see here, I mean, I've lost none of my own units, and they've only lost 7 of our allies, and the enemy has lost 171. Isn't that crazy? Absolutely crazy. Okay, I'm going to borrow ammo from this guy. Can I not, wait a minute. What is it again? Yeah, I was pressing O. Okay, you must have wait, 1 quiver in my inventory? Does that mean 1 arrow, or does that mean 1 quiver? Because I do have 1 quiver, but it seems like it's not, yeah, it seems like it's not working because I needed at least one arrow to be able to use that. Oh well, never mind. I guess we can try it out another time, but yeah, that's pretty decent. I think it's pretty nice to have that kind of feature anyway, and maybe it's just because I don't necessarily have the same kind of arrows. I'm not entirely sure about that, but it's probably because I don't have any more arrows to speak of. So let's just see how well this goes. I think I'm actually just gonna retreat again right now. There's another 200 dead, and I think we should be really close. To a victory, maybe. Let's actually just see whether that is indeed the case, but I very much appreciate it when we first come in here and there are just so many arrows just flying off into the opponent, and you can just tell that the damage being dealt is so immense. Really, really immense. Okay, so maybe I can take out that archer. Seems like I can actually deal damage to archers. There you go. Scout Wilkins. Oh yeah. Scout Wilkins. Come on. Come on. Can you do a little bit more for me, Scout? Come on now. A little bit more, maybe? Little bit. Yeah, you're just hitting shields, aren't you? You're very good at that, aren't you? Yes. Basically, it's Scout Shield Striker Wilkins. That's basically his name right now, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, there's a headshot for 0 damage. Well, I guess we've got to just come to terms with that until we get a new bow of sorts. I actually have 2 new bows, as you've seen in the previous episodes, in my inventory, but I don't have enough power draw to be able to use them, so obviously that is a bit of a difficulty. Oh, there's nice 29 damage headshot right there, and then a 0 damage one. Well, seems like our units are doing a fantastic job once again. I think I'm actually just going to cut away here because it seems like we have a pretty nice technique going, a pretty nice tactic, I suppose. And I'm going to wait until about, I think, 150 kills, because that seems to be about the time when the Elan Taurans start running out of ammunition. And before we cut away, I'm actually just going to show and see if I can get some arrows from this. Can I not get some arrows from this guy? No, it seems like I can't get arrows from these guys. I don't know why, but oh well, never mind. I'll see you relatively soon, I guess. Alright, so I think it's about time that we retreat here, although we have still begun killing quite a few, but I think we'd get even more efficiency if we just retreated right now, perhaps. That's the thing, we're getting a kill almost every second right here, so I don't know whether it's even worth retreating. Doesn't seem to really make too much difference. New enemies have arrived. Okay, I guess what we can do now is now we can retreat. So let's see how many we've killed. 167. Wow. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Okay, so I don't know how many they have left in the garrison here. I don't really want to go out onto the world map and actually check. I'd like to just be in here and just continue with the siege. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to be a bit of a commander here, because obviously I'm not really good at shooting things. I don't really do that much damage. So I'm going to just move my units a little bit back here. I'm calling them my units, being a little bit cheeky there, because obviously they're not my units. They're many of our vassals, very, very powerful vassals units. So yeah, probably not good to call them my units, but technically I am in control of them, so I suppose technically they are mine. But anyway, we are hopefully going to see many more kills now as a result of us reloading, technically. We are technically reloading, I guess, because they are getting full quivers back in action here. So maybe, do I need to spread people out a little bit or something? Because it seems like some of them are not really able to get in the action here. It seems like some of them are being blocked by some of the others. So maybe spreading them out is going to make a bit of a difference. They've been doing fine so far, so I don't really think it's necessary for me to do something like that. Oh, I saw a crossbowman, and he had no shield, and I was just like, oh, that is the experience that I need. And then as soon as it happened, yeah, he died. He died really fast. Oh well, never mind. Seems like that is my fate in this particular siege, because literally, these sieges, they go on forever, don't they? They do go on forever because there are just so many units in the garrisons in Perisno. And obviously it's meant to be like that because, you know, the mod developers wanted it to be epic and legendary when you actually take something. Obviously, it's a little bit quicker for the AI to take things because they can auto-resolve very, very quickly, and they could probably take it in about, I don't even know, a couple of minutes, I guess, you know, maybe, I don't know, 2-3 minutes, maybe? I don't know. But I think, I don't know, you kind of miss out on the atmosphere, don't you? You miss out on the atmosphere when you actually try and take something yourself, and I think that's a bit of a shame, you know, with the auto-resolve. So, yeah, I did actually hit someone there, but unfortunately he then got killed. So, another kill steal. Another kill steal. Oh, yes, that's awful, isn't it? Especially considering Scout is trying really hard to actually get any kills here whatsoever. So, yeah, okay, well, we've killed 61. I guess I'm gonna just take a little bit of a load off then, and I'm just gonna chill out at the back of the bus, as it were, and we're just going to allow our units to continue firing at them. Alright, so we're trying something a little bit different here, and I know, I said, you know, Elan Taurans, they're really good when it comes to ranged combat, but I thought to myself, hey, it seems like the Tauranians are taking a bit of a back seat on this particular siege defense, so it's about time that we take the fight to them. Although, they've now just received reinforcements, so this might not actually work out as I intended. But maybe we'll get in the battlements here a little bit, and maybe get a little bit of action with our melee combat and sword and things like that, but yeah, it's not looking good so far. Oh, I did not do that on purpose. No, I did not do that on purpose. Now, the main thing that I actually find quite irritating about this siege is that this ladder is, in my opinion, way too thin. Because when you have this many units on the screen at one point, and so many units wanting to get into the battlements, we've actually done that, by the way, we actually seem to have penetrated their defenses. But the point is that when you have so many of these units trying to squeeze onto this very, very small ladder, then it doesn't really work, in my opinion. It doesn't really work too well. And just think about it. Why would a force of the Elan Taurans with, I don't even know how many they've lost, but they used to have 1,750, that is 1,750 units. Why would a big force like that bring one small ladder? Doesn't really make sense, does it? Yes, it's one of those things that I think is inherent from native, because native has that problem as well, where some of the fiefs that you attempt to take are always, well, shall we say, a bit crippled by the fact that the attackers can only take this one small flimsy ladder, and I personally do not believe that this ladder would be able to hold up with all of these bodies on it. All of these people standing on it. I personally feel like it probably would have snapped already, wouldn't it? Maybe? I don't know. It seems, I don't know, maybe not. Maybe it is quite strong, but for the most part, I think, you know, bring another ladder, or bring a thicker ladder, or something like that, because in general, I really don't want to have a bunch of units pushing me off, and that's usually what happens with these thin ladders, and it's pretty irritating. I mean, for those of you that have played Warband, you know that is pretty irritating in general, so obviously you know my pain, and you know Scout's pain as well. But on the bright side, we are actually getting in to the battlements here. So it's only a matter of time until all of these units have made their way in. There's Shi Jin, by the way. He seems to actually be in pretty high spirits, and I'm actually going to be healing our units because we want to make sure that they have the push that they require to get in there. Go on, get it. Come on now, get in there. Get in there, yes. Hopefully they'll be able to get in there reasonably easily. Yeah, obviously now the main problem is our own units are blocking us. So yeah, that is indeed a bit of an issue. So I guess I'm just going to cut away again, and we're going to see how well it goes. If I start to take too many casualties, however, I will of course retreat. Alright, so I've done a little bit of jiggery-pokery here, and basically I told everyone to hold position way, way, way back behind me, so hopefully we can actually get a little bit of action here. And hopefully I'm not going to get pushed off by this Sunrise Rider who is attempting to do just that. Isn't that irritating? But thankfully, it seems like our forces have pushed so far in that we are going to be in such a great position here. I'm just going to heal our troops. Basically, I'm the medic. Yeah. I'm the medic, and I'm giving everyone HP and enough power to be able to get to the final stages here. I'm gonna get out my bow again. I've only got a couple of arrows left, but it should be enough to maybe get a kill. I mean, it seems like we're actually able to get a couple of headshots here, but it seems like maybe that's wishful thinking. Yeah, I think we've won, haven't we? Yes, we have. Fantastic. Look at that. That is crazy. We killed 538, and 17 renown is ours. 17 renown, is that it? Really? Yeah, that's pretty crazy, but yeah, there you go. Fantastic. We have taken VINICA from the Tauranians, and we've improved our relations with everyone in the battle, which is just great as well. I like that quite a bit because, well, you always need relations, don't you? You always need, you know, to improve those relationships. Anyway, I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.